I was like, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. I went out, I bought the t-shirt, right? I got the t-shirt. I got everything going on. Welcome to Masters Cast. We are a group of MOTU superfans that have known each other since, 1995? And we were actually the first He-Man and She-Ra podcast ever on the internet way back in 2005. We're still here for some reason. And I'm John, a.k.a. Shadow, if you don't know who I am.
I'm Katie, also known as Rainbow Bright.
I am Leanne Hannah, also known as Stratos Mecha.
I am Martin, once known as Wacky Martin in my wackier days.
And I'm Josh Lioncourt, also known as Lioncourt.
But see, that shows just how far back we go, because like back in the He-Man community, the online community, way back in the day, 30 years ago, we all had like nicknames.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I still use mine pretty much everywhere on social media and
that's
such.
true. You've been
It's
consistent.
still very much a part of my identity.
Well, I'm trying to bring mine back because, growing up, I always wanted a nickname, and this was the first time I ever got a nickname. So I would like to keep the nickname.
It's a good one.
It is a good one.
It is. I like to lurk, in the shadows. But we finally were able to get together, like the He-Man movie trailer, which you think would be like one of the most colossal events in our lives ever. That we're finally, right after Frank Langella said, I'll be back at the end of the 1987 movie. We're finally getting another live action He-Man movie. And then due to schedules, adulting, and, our hectic lives, we were not able to discuss the trailer eons ago when it came out. But that doesn't stop us because we're going to talk about it now.
Oh, yes. It's been brewing.
Yes, it's been brewing. See, that's great, right? We had time to digest, right? So we've watched the trailer. I mean, on the first day, I probably watched it on repeat for an hour. I took my lunch early at work, right when the trailer dropped, because I knew I was like, I can't do any type of like database programming right now. I gotta focus on the trailer.
Yeah, I got up and shut my office door. I was like, I need complete concentration.
Excellent.
For this.
So I guess we should round table around. What was your first reaction? And then after you've digested it, what's your overall feeling about the trailer before I bring it up, and we'll kind of go through the different scenes and pick it apart a little bit. Katie?
Okay, so before this teaser trailer, there was like a teaser trailer that was super short, right?
Yes.
And I refused to watch it because I wanted to wait until we got the actual teaser trailer. And even then, I was like waiting all day. I was waiting for Adam to be done with work or whatever because I wanted to watch it on our big screen TV. I was like, dang it, I've waited this long. I want the full experience. So he gets home, we pull it up, we start watching it. But it didn't occur to me till it was over that the quality wasn't that great. And I was like, is it the movie that's bad quality? Surely not. Like, what's going on? And then we looked at the settings and they didn't release it in 4K. So lost opportunity. We're watching it on this massive screen, and because the quality wasn't high def, it looked a little fan filmy and not great. So my very, very first impression was not perfect, but I have since watched it multiple times on other devices where it looks just fine, and I'm now super stoked. So it was just an unfortunate happenstance of the way I initially watched it. But yeah, I can't wait to dive in to all the details. But I'm very excited now.
I noticed that too. It was not in 4K, which confused me. I didn't know if it was the rendering of maybe the special effects or something, that they needed to get done for the trailer. That was the only thing I could think of, like why you wouldn't release it in 4K, but
yeah. I was like, this is a big budget film. What's happening here? This is unacceptable in this day and age.
Leanne?
I was pleasantly surprised because I've been trying to keep my expectations low this entire time. But geez, they showed you did see Adam on Earth, which I think we all had issues with, going through this. But they did it in a way that there was some comedy in there. It made sense because they showed you some flashback We got to see Skeletor. We got to see a transformation. Like, it was way more than I expected. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised.
Martin?
Also pleasantly surprised. I think I've gone from cautious optimism to outright optimism. Like
Yay.
genuinely quite excited after a long time of going, I don't know, I don't think it's going to be that good, or something's going to go wrong. You know, it's all going to look weird. No one's going to be in the right outfits. They're going to make the same sort of mistakes that every other 80s property movie adaptation makes. And sitting down to watch the trailer, I was like, no, this does actually look like He-Man, shockingly. Like, it's actually, designs look accurate, the world looks pretty accurate, the tone seems to be there. So yeah, we've only got 2 minutes of footage at the moment, but it seems to be on the right track. It looks pretty good. What we've seen of the figures and the costumes and things like that all sort of instill a certain confidence in me. So yeah, I eagerly await it. Looks good. Don't quote me on this when we do the review. And terrible, absolutely terrible. At the moment, I am optimistic.
Nice.
Josh?
So, like Leanne, I've been trying to keep my expectations low leading up to the trailer, and I think my first reaction was, thank God a lot of this is showing us Eternia and not Earth. So I hope that that is representative to some degree of the film, and not that Eternia is going to be, 10 minutes at the end or something. But apart from that, I was struck by a couple of things. One, this felt really long for a teaser trailer. It's
Yeah.
over 2 minutes long, and that surprised me. It makes me think that we're not going to get a whole lot more new stuff in the trailers whenever those roll out, but I guess we'll see. And I was really struck by how much they were playing to the nostalgia factor of the old fans. I thought that would be in the film. I didn't think that was going to be showcased as much as it was in the trailer. Mostly small things, the color of Marlena's dress and things like that. But it does really seem like they are trying to hit all of all the buttons for the long time fans. So we'll see if that ends up working out and holds true for the film. But I was a little surprised by how far they went with that. And we should point out that in the teaser that Katie mentioned a minute ago, they used the classic theme from the Filmation cartoon. Musically,
And even a clip
Oh.
of He-Man.
Yeah.
I don't even think I ever went back and watched it.
Oh, you should. It was definitely a nostalgia pool, 100%.
Yeah.
The teaser.
Excellent. I will do that.
I guess for me, I was also cautiously optimistic because we already knew that a portion of the movie was going to be on Earth. And I don't know if that'll be an issue, to be honest, with a general moviegoer or someone that is not as obsessed with Masters of the Universe as we've been throughout the years. So if you have we've talked before on how we have a lot of new old fans of He-Man and She-Ra that have come in because of the toy lines that have been, in Walmart, Target, that type of thing. That maybe are not as obsessed with the brand that we are. So like, we're really scorned from the 1987 movie because of the way it handled Earth, right? And it was more of a budget saving aspect as to why they went to Earth. Whereas this one, we've mentioned before, and it's not to say like, oh, ha, ha, but I've read portions of the original script that this movie is based on. After watching the trailer, it is obvious that there were definite rewrites from the base script that they used as a jumping point. And that's that base script that's been around for like, I don't know, 10 years or whatever, when it was with Sony and Netflix and all of that stuff. So they definitely improved that. So when I saw that kind of spark in the trailer, that really got me excited because there were way more elements, kind of like Josh said, that are at least love notes to the fans. Just little simple things, even just the cartoon / toy accuracy in the costumes goes a long way with me. We get to now we find out in the teaser trailer that there's an actual purpose to sending him to Earth. To me, that also says that perhaps they were so hasty to send Adam to Earth to save him because maybe another one of their children was already compromised at an earlier date. I feel like that's an easy way to kind of slip in a hint of that. So that kind of excited me. The Earth portion that they did show on the teaser trailer, and I do fear that we will have more time on Earth than we would prefer, right? Overall versus Eternia. But it did seem really funny. I like that Adam is very self-aware. He knows that he's not from Earth. He's retained some sort of knowledge from Eternia. I don't know how much. Obviously that is. I think it's kind of funny that he's looking for his sword and how he attempts to find the sword. I also have a lot of faith in the actor that's playing He-Man, Nicholas Galitzine, because I've seen him in one other movie. And I think the guy that was originally cast to play He-Man back in the Netflix days, Noah something, and he's going to be in the Street Fighter movie that's coming up. I've also seen him in other things, and I don't think he has kind of like the heart, if you will, to play, because He-Man, at least I think to us, right? We're not on the, I like the first couple mini comics where he's a barbarian, more Conan type figure. Our thoughts on He-Man are more of what was birthed from the Filmation cartoon. And obviously that's where He-Man has a lot of heart, right? He's not, he's more like Superman is kind of in the new Superman movie, right? Like he's more of like hopeful. He's not a barbarian, ruthless, savage type character. And I just have a feeling the other guy kind of would have been more on that side of things, whereas Nicholas, at least going from the stuff I've seen him in, I think can really tap into the goodness that's in He-Man. And that's kind of what I also saw in the trailer, even how he was being goofy when he was Prince Adam, and you could tell he kind of like elevated his voice too. It wasn't as deep, and it was a little bit more whiny. I thought that was like a great move. Plus he was using, as far as I could tell, he sounded like an American accent because he is British. So I thought he's British.
I did not know that.
Yeah. The movie I saw him in was like a rom-com called Red, White, and Royal Blue. It's also on Prime Video. So maybe he's in the kind of Amazon production family. But he plays a prince in that one too, just like a prince of England type situation. But
Cute.
so I was really impressed when he was cast, because I think we said before he kind of looks like a younger Dolph Lundgren anyway type kind of character. But I'm impressed. Like, it seems like besides the 4K issue with Katie, because she has all the high-tech audio equipment in her house, audio video equipment, whereas I watched it on a computer. I watched it so many times that first day, I can't even tell you, and I still watch it right now. I fast forward to the part where I kind of skip the Earth part, and I skip to when they're in that ship and it lowers and they're all standing there, and then it gets into the more Eternia aspect, and then I think his Eye of the Power sounds really good.
Yes.
I hope that's not I'm assuming that's not the entire transformation sequence, but I think it's going to be really good. I'm big on transformation sequences. So yeah, like I was really impressed. And kind of what I thought we could do is, if you guys are up for it, I can pull up the trailer and we can kind of discuss it, through the scenes. So let me grab the trailer here. Now, what did you guys think when this trailer opened and you saw Zor, so the bird form of Sorceress, right? Flying, like, obviously into, like, some type of, like, medieval city.
My first reaction was, hell yeah, it's actually Eternia.
Thank you.
Yes.
This, I thought, was one of the best ways they could open up the thing, because, like, it automatically we're like, we don't care about Earth. We know Earth is in it. That's okay. But we're taking you, like, we're going to fly you through Eternia through the wings of Zor. Like, and it's even, Zor has proper coloring. Like,
yes,
proper Sorceress coloring.
Which is gonna, like, nail people's nostalgia immediately. Like, even those who haven't watched He-Man for 30 years, they're gonna see that bird and be like, wait a minute, I know that bird. It's epic.
It's a really good sign to me as well, because so many movie adaptations would be like, well, birds aren't blue in real life, we gotta just make it a regular falcon. That's my Hollywood executive voice. And they haven't done that. They've actually matched the design.
I think that opening and a lot of what I was talking about a minute ago about the pressing the buttons of the old fans, I think some of this too is reminding people that may have watched and loved the show as a kid and have no idea that the property has continued to exist for the last 40 years. Reminding them of the things that they loved about it, and maybe trying to bring some of those people back on board after being away for so long.
Yeah,
100%. And that's why too, I think it was great. Like, the actual next shots, like the real building that we see, Castle Grayskull, and I think it looks pretty good. I mean, it's not like Filmation, but it's also not like the toy. I think it's pretty nicely stylized, to be honest. Then we see, so now this is what I thought was interesting, is now, like, so we see the city of, I assume, Eternos, and there's actually a bridge that connects Eternos, over a waterfall here to Grayskull. So that's different than most things that we know from the cartoons. Usually Castle Grayskull is off yonder, right? Like, it's not right in the city. You have to go far, find it. Ooh, scary area type thing. Where here, it's just kind of like known, right? It's maybe not you know what I mean? It's known. It's easy to get to. It's right there. How did you guys feel about that? Like, kind of condensing the world, if you will.
It's the first time I've noticed it, I have to say.
Me too, to be honest.
I've never seen that before.
There's value in our breakdown 3 months later. No.
I did notice that and was not thrilled. But again, I'm open to changes. I'm understanding and realizing there's going to have to be changes to bring this to the screen 40 years later. So I wasn't, like, mad at it. I was just like, okay, we'll see what they do with that. Interesting.
It feels a bit like an economical script thing, so that you didn't have to have the characters going back and forth to Earth, to the Grayskull, to the palace, to Snake Mountain, to this place. Like, just put it all in the same place, make it easier.
Yeah.
I just kind of feel... Oh.
So I was just looking at, like, there's a weird structure just before the bridge. Is that like a monorail type system, like an Eternia thing?
Yeah, that's what a lot of fans were speculating, that it was kind of maybe an older part of the Eternia playset.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if Grayskull is right there, kind of connected to Eternos, I don't love it. It's it kind of harkens back to something I've talked about on the show for a long time. That one of the things I feel like Mattel has really been doing over the last 25 years with the property in various ways, right? Whether it was Mike Young or the comics that came with classics or whatever. They've been kind of watering down a lot of the mystery that was part of Masters when we were growing up, wanting to explain everything and simplify everything and take the element of speculation out of the property, and this just kind of feels like more of that same direction, which I don't know. As a kid, I liked that element. I feel like it fueled kids' imaginations back in the day when we were growing up. That so much was kind of left mysterious and unknown. Why is Castle Grayskull out in the middle of nowhere, where there is no village or whatever? You know.
Mhm.
So this just seems more of the path they've been kind of going down, which I wish they hadn't, but I have also sort of resigned myself to it over the years, so I'm not particularly surprised.
We might get like a modified history lesson too, I'm thinking. Maybe that would explain this, because in between the city and the palace, right, and Grayskull, in the middle of the bridge, and we'll get to that later in the trailer, you can see it better, but there's like a circular map of Eternia, and surrounding the map are different kings of Eternia's past. So it's like you're going, over a map and, lineage, if you will, of Eternian royalty to then get to Grayskull. So I don't know if that plays a part in any of the reasoning or kind of backstory maybe we'll get on that. But otherwise, we also see what I assume is a Talon fighter flying into the camera. It kind of looks like the 2000X maybe Talon fighter, not really like a classic one, but that's the closest vehicle I could assume that is.
And just, you gotta appreciate the scenery for a second too, like ignore where the castles are, but that waterfall and just the color of the red trees and the water everywhere, like it's very European, but also like way more fantastical. It's like the waterfall reminds me of like Lord of the Rings kind of what am I trying to say? Like just that look. It's very
It looks
fantasy,
very
but then,
fantasy. Yeah.
yeah, but then also if you focus on the city, you see like electric lights and this, flying thing. So it's very, again, meeting the fantasy with the technology in a very interesting way that's not done in a lot of properties. So I think, again, it's going to set this aside from other fantasy or technology properties that are out
When you
there.
mentioned the like the red trees and stuff, I love I don't know, I assume this will be the same color grading that's in the movie itself, but like I've loved the color grading in all of the scenes, and I feel like the Eternia scenes have obviously they have like a different I don't know, tone, I don't know the correct terminology, versus the kind of flat earth scenes, or lighted a bit more flat and things like that. So I think that was good to make this feel a bit more fantastical.
Yeah.
And speaking of
sort
fantastical,
of a modern version of the black and white to color in the Wizard of Oz, right?
Yeah, like there's a clear distinction between the way Eternia looks versus Earth.
Right.
Great point.
Then it shows us inside Castle Grayskull, through the drawbridge, if you will, and we can kind of see there is like a skull type thing on the back wall, but more importantly, there's the Sword of Power, and it's just sitting there in some type of like what would you call that, monument? I don't know what you would.
Yeah.
But it's very accessible, so I'm interested to see how long does it stay there, and is like Skeletor trying to get the sword. Like I'm wondering like what the motivation is of leaving the sword out like that. But the sword looks so good because
it does.
It's more like Filmation than even like original toy He-Man sword. It's beautiful. I want a replica.
Uh-huh.
Like
It's the closest Well, I mean, this whole thing is the closest we've ever gotten to like a live action, like Filmation He-Man, or
Oh, absolutely,
proper
right?
He-Man. You know?
I was watching another YouTuber that was reviewing the trailer, a non-fan, but she was aware. You know, so like when she was growing up, she was aware of He-Man and She-Ra, and she said that she thought that this was the most, like, for lack of a better term, like comics accurate translation from like original to live action.
Hmm.
Like, so if you know, you're thinking about like how Batman looks slightly different, or like the Marvel movies and things like that, like the first X-Men movies, right? They don't look or have their costumes. This looks so accurate to what we remember
Yep.
from He-Man.
Yeah. I mean, even if the designs are different, like slightly, the
Mhm.
coloring makes it recognizable. The characters are all recognizable. You know who they are.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, the sword is just gorgeous.
Gorgeous. But Zor flies. We kind of follow Zor again, and we find that Adam, so young Adam, little baby Adam, well, maybe he's like 10 or something, is kind of like on one of the bridges, and he's just looking out into the sea, and he seems a little sad, maybe because he doesn't have a sister anymore, because she was taken away at some point. Would be my hope. But the kid looks cute. I mean, he looks like a young Adam would look, right? I mean,
Yep.
perfect casting there, I think. Then we jump, and this was when I was like, wait a minute. Now we must be on Earth, because Prince Adam, you know, in his 20s, is in like a shirt and tie. And we see all of these like weird drawings, and he's like into space. And this is obviously like a bedroom on Earth. This does not look like a bedroom that would be on Eternia, right? And he has like computer there and stuff. So he seems to be obsessed with space, and he has a lot of drawings of He-Man's sword on his wall. I just thought that was funny. At this point, I don't think we necessarily knew he was searching for the sword, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's interesting to, like, when you actually stop on the frame and look at all of the details in his bedroom. Missed opportunity
then-
that there's not a battle
Yep.
cat in the MGM.
Yeah.
logo.
100%. Terrible decision. Terrible.
Then we're back on Eternia, right? And this is like huge, massive war. Like, to me, this even looks like out of like footage there would be in like a video game or something. So I really feel that this would be appealing to the teen generation.
Mhm.
But we can't make out much details, right? I can't really make out who's fighting or anything. There's just so many people. And then I'm assuming the palace, maybe the door of the palace or something, gets blown up. And then this is when we get our introduction to Queen Marlena, who is with baby Adam. And again, accurate green dress. I mean, other than the fact that she has blonde hair, which makes sense given both Adam and Adora have blonde hair instead of what she had red hair in the original cartoon. But she looks fantastic and seems to have a bigger role in the movie than one would think Queen Marlena would get. So that's also awesome, I think.
Yeah.
Eternian soldiers. More things blowing up. Oh, and now we're to the scene that I'm talking about. So first thing I want to mention about this before I get into the kings. So now we're at the map with the statues of the kings. I don't know if anyone has pointed this out, but look very closely at Marlena, Adam running right on the bridge. So it cuts to, and you see them running, right? So you know it's Marlena and Adam running to get into Castle Grayskull. Look really closely. There's 3 people there. There are 3 people there, and the person on our right has what looks like to be some type of red costume and a blue cape. I'm saying that's King Randor that is running with them, and he does not make it with them into the castle.
Oh.
And I'm not
Didn't
sure if
notice
anyone's noticed that, but like to me, I don't know what else that could be, because I see the green. I know it might be hard on your guys' screen to see, but when you blow it up, like you can see the green for Marlena, and then there's clearly someone to the right of her. So my theory is because we have paparazzi photos of this setup, right, from the trailer. King Randor's statue is beheaded and fallen down. So I think that Randor dies.
Dang.
And like probably like right here, right? Because he doesn't make it into Grayskull with Adam and Marlena.
He
Dun,
sacrificed
dun.
himself to buy them time.
That's
to
what I'm
make them.
liking, right? I think you're 100%, Leanne, 100%. I think that's what's going to happen. And I think I'm okay with that. If it's a purposeful death,
Sure.
I think that's cool. But what I wanted to also bring up about this
This is when Adam was young, though, right?
yes, this is when he's
Yeah.
young.
Yes. Right. This is the flashback type part.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this would be like assumingly right before somehow they sent him to Earth.
Yeah.
I want to share something else. Okay, so this is the paparazzi photo from of this scene, right? So there's the map. That's the circular map. And I wanted to, so it was already widely pointed out online, like way back. And we might have mentioned this on a earlier podcast, but if you look very closely, there are pictures of people on this map around the circle, and then there's Eternian writing in between them. So if I start at 12 o'clock, if you zoom in, you can tell that's someone holding a snake. So we can't really tell who it is, but we're thinking maybe it's King Hiss. If I go if I go clockwise, though, and these are some good ones, right? So we have Bo from She-Ra. Then we have Perfuma from She-Ra. Then we have what I believe is King Randor's head from the statue, covering up something with wings. So it could be Queen Angela. It could be I don't know, Hunga the Harpy. it could be Swiftwind. But something with wings. Then a non-She-Ra character. It's 2000X Zodak. So the redesigned Zodak from the Mike Young show. And then around 9 o'clock there is, and I'm pointing with my pen as if you guys can see, is Natasha from She-Ra. So you have at least 3 characters from She-Ra on the map, which is interesting reference points. But even more interesting, and I want to give huge props to Yuka, friend of the channel, of course. And I'll put a link in the description to his video. He realized that the Eternian writing on this map actually coincides with the statues of the kings that are there. So if you watch his video, he deciphers the lettering because you can tell at the time, you could tell what a lot of the symbols stood for because there was a, to quote Katie, maybe a teaser that was just the Masters of the Universe logo, and one of the times it comes up it's in Eternian writing, so you can tell like, oh, that's an M, that's an A, whatever. So Yuka did the detective work, so all credit to Yuka. He was able to then match up the names of the kings on here. So if you start with King Randor, then next to him is Miro, then there's Eddard, there's Valnar, there's Eldon, and Devon is King Grayskull. The other king names that you might not be as familiar with come from the She-Ra episode, King Miro's Journey.
Before you are paintings of all the kings to rule Eternia before King Randor. King Eldon the wise, King Volnar the bold, King Freenorn the strong.
Who's this?
Ah, now that is King Miro.
So I also find it interesting that they are referencing things in this whole situation here that is from She-Ra episodes. So I thought that was quite interesting. But what fantastic Easter eggs that we just saw right there, right in the trailer.
Yeah.
That even super fans, right, it might have taken a bit to figure out, right, what those were. So if they've gone that deep, I cannot even imagine the things that I'm going to have to go see the movie like probably 10 times in the theater to make sure
At
that
least.
I get ready AMC A-list or whatever that program is. I will be using you to the max to see as many showings of Masters Universe. There's no way this movie is going to suck. I just don't understand like that right there, When I watched Yuka's video, Yuka, I'm looking at you. Thank you. When I watched that video, I was like blown away. I was like, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. I went out, I bought the t-shirt, right? I got the t-shirt. I got everything going on. I saw Josh has the hat on. Like, 100% I am in on this. Even if the movie's 80% on Earth.
We are here for it. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, it's hard not to see that stuff and think, I mean, obviously these people, all the Easter eggs, these people care about this movie. They understand this movie. And I mean, maybe we can talk about this when we get to Skeletor, but like some of the comments the director has made are so great.
Yes.
That shows he actually understands the property.
Please bring that up when we get to Skeletor.
Totally.
All right, so back to the trailer, of course. So we got Marlena. I just love the way her dress looks. It was freaking cool when she's running
Right.
like that. Like it's like amazing.
And the huge
It's like
teeth on the jaw bridge.
Oh, details I didn't notice. Even as you go in, look at the teeth on the whatever that's called, archways.
And there's the
Yup.
sorceress.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you. So Leanne, you just illustrated something that is 100%. Do you know how many people have missed that the sorceress is standing there? Like everybody. Like
Me.
it's like multiple viewings until they're like, wait a minute, the sorceress is standing there to greet them because she's kind of like hidden in the light, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yep. I'm like, oh, it's just another torch. No, it is not. Amazing.
Now I would say her costume maybe differs the most out of, or maybe Spikor as well, but but it's in the same vein. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
okay
mean,
with it.
Yeah, she's got the white, but you can see underneath her bird colors are there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's like in the lining of her dress.
And they
So
did
that's
kind of modify Zor a little bit, right? So like it does have more of a white body with the blue and orange. So like I was okay with that. Very matching. A+ on the continuity in the trailer.
Yes.
But then we go to Earth, right? So we see skyscrapers and we're like, well, wait a minute.
I'm so enthused.
Now,
Right?
I busted out. I know people have a problem with this because whatever, but
Because they're
Okay.
morons. This
The
is hilarious.
this is hilarious because his name is He-Man.
Exactly.
His name is He-Man. So of course they put the pronouns he, him on his nameplate on his desk at his office. Like don't get bent out of shape. This is freaking hilarious. And as a bonus, the other thing you should be focusing on is he has a proper last name. And one may say, why does it say his name is Adam Glenn? Because that is Queen Marlena's last name, right? Her name is Marlena Glenn, and she's originally an astronaut from Earth. So whether we like him being on Earth or not, it is plausible to have Earth connections given he is half Earthling, which is, I think, maybe a fact that a casual Masters of the Universe fan or a casual like He-Man toy fan would not actually know that technically Adam is half Earthling. So also kudos to this, right? I feel like who would have guessed they would have put an accurate last name on him?
Mhm.
Like
Yes.
Do we,
Well done.
do we think he's living with the Glens, like on Earth? Are we going to meet the Glen family?
oh my God, Martin, I didn't even think of this. You're blowing my mind as we speak.
Right? That's interesting.
Maybe that's who he's living with. This all makes Martin.
Maybe Dolph Lundgren is going to play like Uncle Glenn. That he lives with at his house.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
I can't take it. Oh my God, you just sold me on the Earth portion. So fine with the Earth portion. That's all I
His
need.
grandparents.
Oh my
Cousins,
gosh, it
maybe?
didn't even. I was
Love
so focused on the Eternia aspects of this trailer that I wasn't even thinking, like, we see his childhood bedroom, right? He's living with someone. Ah,
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Yeah?
I'm dead. I'm literally dead. I can't even. Like, what point is this? I'm so, like, oh, okay, we should have had this discussion way earlier. We need to learn how to schedule better.
But this is good, though. It
Uh,
keeps it fresh.
It does.
True.
It does. Although he seems not very fresh. He seems very tired
Yeah.
at his 9 to 5 here on Earth.
Okay, real quick. This is probably not on purpose, but I just noticed his pens are also Zor colors.
Oh yeah.
They
It's a
are.
tiny thing. It's probably nothing.
Hey.
And there's green in there, so it might not be anything. But you know.
No, I'm going with it. Little details,
Sure.
they count. They
Yeah.
count. Also, kudos, he's wearing an Apple Watch, not an Android. But again, accurate costuming. If you want to interpret Prince Adam on Earth, what should he be wearing? Pink button-up,
Yep.
long sleeve shirt. What's he have on? Pink button-up, long sleeve shirt, white t-shirt underneath. I feel like this is absolutely recognizable Prince Adam. I like his coworker friend. She was on Agatha all along. If you watched that show,
Okay.
she was really good on that. So I think this will be interesting because she's like ribbing him about like being obsessed with swords. And like what he's messaging like ChatGPT or something on with pictures of the power sword that he's drawn. So that's like, I feel like this part's going to be hilarious. Like, it's just going to be like, he's so obsessed with the sword. But now my question to you is, who texted him that A, they found the sword, and B, if where is he in the world? Because this is not how, like, this is like military time on his phone. And I think it's because
Yeah.
they filmed it over in the primary filming location was over in the UK.
It certainly could be because we definitely use military time over here and I hate it. But I did pay attention to that when I was rewatching the trailer a few times before we recorded. I'm like, why does it say it's 4:04 in military time? Is there
Oh,
something
I didn't-
significant? I don't know.
I thought that was just a universal thing. Do you guys just not have that on your phones?
No, I mean, we could
No.
switch it to that, but
Yeah, we have the option, but yeah.
Oh,
yeah, everyone
Interesting.
here would have like like she said, 4:04.
Yeah.
But I didn't know too if there was a significant to the timestamp. I haven't decoded that.
Yeah.
But again, he's using an iPhone, everyone, not a Droid. Sorry. Just letting you know. Prince Adam is an Apple user. Leanne's like, no.
Yeah, I'm
I
with you,
have
Leanne.
my Samsung
Mm.
watch.
Amazing.
Have fun. Have fun with that. It doesn't have the power. It does not have the power.
Mine
Clear.
does.
My case is sort of the same color scheme as what he's got on his background. We need that
That's true.
background now to put on our phones.
Yes.
We can be uber
Oh,
nerds.
yeah. They do have a movie website. Maybe they'll load it soon
Ooh,
with like
that'd be
stuff like
cool.
that. Because I think that, the type of marketing tie-in is quite easy, right? Like to give
Yeah.
you phone downloads and things like that.
I
Going by
bet
the rest of
whoever-
the trailer, though. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I bet whoever finds the sword is also an uber nerd.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
'cause-
hoping.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking because, it shows up in that toy shop or comic shop, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
So do you think it's an Earth person that finds the sword for him? Or do you think this is like Teela texting him?
Eldor.
Oh my God, no.
I
No.
found your sword. He's still
It's
on that
really,
in the callback
really-
to the original movie.
it's really hard to guess if it's some Earth person. It's probably some friend of Adam's that he's confided in or something like that. I would think at this point, since we know Teela does end up on Earth at some point, it seems likely that might be her, or I believe there was something we read about somewhere last year that talked about Evelyn also being on Earth during this time, so she may be, trying to help him find the sword, but not to let him have it, sort of thing, or know
Yeah.
that she needs him for
Hmm.
it, or something along those lines. So
Like an ulterior
Uh,
motive. Yeah.
it
Hmm.
could be, yeah,
A big
exactly,
twist,
ulterior
actually.
motive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be more interesting than if it's just Teela shows up and helps him fight it. But depends on how they decide they want to play it.
Well, when he hears about the sword, at least in the trailer, right? He then ends up going to like a toy and collectibles shop, which I think is hilarious. And there's
Yes.
a statue of like a He-Man from the past, right? And he's holding the power sword, which I also
I
think
love
is
this so
hilarious.
much.
It'll be
Yeah.
hilarious too, like if like how meta is this? Like, so is this going to be like, are they going to use like, like Vicor or something like that from some of the old He-Man designs that weren't? Is that going to be like kind of like Earth's version of the same type of story? And that's why there's action
Mm.
figures, there's a sword, and all of that fun stuff. But he tries to pull the sword out, and one of the clerks like yells at him about it. And behind her is more Mattel toys. There's like this is Big Jim, and it's hard to make out like, but it looks like in this scene here, like where they're arguing, that there's more perhaps He-Man prototypes, because it looks like Torak if you look at the middle cabinet. And Torak was one of the original concepts for He-Man at Mattel. So I also
Oh.
think that is cool. But it's kind of blurry. It's hard to make out really what's in the cabinets, if they are actual things that we would recognize or not.
Yeah.
There's a little pink skull. Is that what that is? That feels like it's going to be something that he looks at.
Could it be Nordor? Because it's kind of shaped like it.
Maybe, John.
It's a little too,
Maybe.
too tiny, maybe, but like, yeah, they should have just had like a Starship Eternia or something like hanging from the
That would have been
ceiling.
amazing. And isn't the like big gem set behind her significant somehow?
Yes. So some of the original He-Man toys came from the Big Jim toy line, like Battle Cat.
Mhm.
And I will point out, I used to have her hair. Exactly. Blue
Oh.
streak in the front, brown in the back. I'm just
Well,
saying.
Nice.
I did
Aren't
it
you
first.
fancy?
I did it first.
Perhaps. Well, they should have put you in the movie. I would have voted for that. Then the trailer goes to, for some reason, it says this summer, and we're flying into Castle Grayskull, right? Like the teeth. Okay, it's discover, blah, 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 speeding it up. Your true power. And behind that, it's hard to see because of the lettering, but the Sorceress is there. I guess it looks like the sword is maybe still there too. Kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
But another just like little shot of the Sorceress. Like if you blink, you miss her, right?
And her like wings or whatever cape looks very like see-through almost.
Yeah,
Like
it
that.
definitely doesn't look like feathers to me. It looks more like a cape,
Yeah.
which might have just been an easier wardrobe decision.
There's gonna be
Color
some cool
accurate, though.
cosplay coming out of this.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Man. But yes, color accurate. That's what's
I
important.
also think the rendering on this stuff, I don't know how much of this is practical versus like the Void green screen type generated situation. But I feel that this looks acceptable to me. Like, I don't feel like it looks fake.
Yeah. It would look even better in 4K, but
Well, coming soon in 4K.
yes.
Then we just jump to like Adam is with Teela inside a spaceship. And this is the point, right, where they're going to go through a portal. And I feel like they mimic, or maybe it's a little later. Yeah. He like laughs and like moves his head back. I feel like this is your
Yes.
3 non-blondes reference from the He-Man meme video. But he does have the
Totally.
sword. The more thing I want to point out is
Oh, yeah.
he has the sword. So we know later in the trailer, Beastman at least is on Earth because he jumps on top of a car. So they probably at this point, I'm assuming in plot, is they're trying either he got the sword and they're trying to get it away from him, or they're trying to get the sword before he does, or something like that. But Adam gets the sword. This is our first look at Teela. I think her costume looks a little bit more simplified than the 80s version. She kind of reminds me actually more of a simplified 2000X Teela.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of vibes. Not that I'm complaining. I think the costume still looks good.
Yeah, I mean, same color scheme. Like it's, you can obviously tell who it is.
Yes, 100%. I also
She
like
has
the
correct
design.
hair color.
Yeah, correct hair color. I love this design in the ship. Like it doesn't look like it was. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like a more fantasy oriented Star Wars looking ship inside. I think it looks pretty cool, in my opinion.
I think we also saw from one of the toys that she has her classic hairstyle at some point in the film, didn't we? It came with like
There's another head. Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
There he is laughing. Ah, what's going on? And look at her. She's like, "Ooh, heartbeat. I love me some Adam," right? She's like, Then we're back on Eternia, but this is obviously not the same ship, or it's not the same sequence, right? As when he was with Teela, because now when the ship, when they fall out of the ship, I don't know how you describe that, whatever this thing is.
Lower themselves.
Like, this blew me away. So when I rewatch the trailer, I tend to start right at this point. Like, I've seen from this point till the end probably like a million times at this point. So, and for Josh's sake, this is where we're at. We have Roboto, we have Man-at-Arms, we have Adam, we have Teela, and Cringer behind them. And Cringer is huge. So Cringer is like Battle Cat size, but he doesn't have the armor on. And Roboto is also huge. So what do we think about these costumes? Because I thought Man-at-Arms looks great here, very recognizable. My only complaint about Roboto is very large and bulky, and we don't see the clear chest plate with gears, although it does look like maybe the chest plate here could pop open or come down or something, and maybe they'll reveal some gears.
Yeah, he's definitely the most unrecognizable of the characters. I mean, I don't mind the size. I think it's kind of cool that he's giant like that.
He's
but
like chunky.
yeah.
I'm
Dear
going to
God.
correct. I'm going to correct Roboto's pronouns at this point because I believe Roboto is voiced by Kristen Wiig.
Yes.
You're right.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I didn't find out
Maybe
until
it's a
recently, and I
she,
was
her.
like, oh, yeah.
Or maybe they
Like, I
just so
think they're-
roboticized her voice that you can't tell. I don't know.
Like, I think there could be more red on him
Mm.
to,
Yeah, there's a
I mean,
lot of
obviously-
blue.
Yeah, there's a ton
Yeah.
of blue and just like little red accents, but I think there could be more red. And I do wish that the chest was more like, we could see the gears and stuff.
Yeah.
Out of
But I mean,
everything,
who
I'd
it is.
say,
It is recognizable.
like, we know who it is. I think it may be just like if I had to pick a slightly disappointing aspect, right? Like, because I love the trailer,
Yeah.
so I don't want to be negative, but I guess maybe I would be like, I'm not like 100% in love with the Roboto design. But then you look to our right of them and you see Man-at-Arms, and I'm like, I think that looks fantastic. Like, I think that looks
Yes.
movie accurate of the original toy design type
Mhm.
situation. Like, even the helmet, like, it just looks, he has a mustache, so that's filmation accurate. Like, love.
I love him so much.
I mean, and he's
They better
huge.
make a plushie. They better make a plushie of him.
Oh, I bet they will. They've obviously arrived after something else maybe has happened. Or maybe this was from when Adam was a child. We don't know, but it's just like devastated mess here in front of Grayskull. closer look at everyone kind of there. I just like, again, I just think everyone's costume looks fantastic. Like his hair, even I'm glad they didn't do the page boy, right? Like
Yeah.
this to me looks like what a modern
Yeah.
Adam haircut would look like.
Yep.
Perfect. Right shade of blonde. We did get confirmation that this is the Roton. So it's like the new version of the Roton. We've already seen the toy of it. So the two flying kind of discs. I do love the Roton original toy, so I'm interested to see how this actually looks, in the movie. And then this is also interesting. So Man-at-Arms, it looks like they're in a ship, right? Because it's that same design as the ship that Adam and Teela were in, but he looks like he's in Earth clothes to me. Like he's in a jacket. It looks like jeans, but he does have like a very 2000X looking He-Man weapon, like gun. But so are we thinking, because we know Beastman is on Earth, are we thinking more Eternians than just Teela end up on Earth to like bring Adam back? Like, is it a whole brigade? Maybe it is Roboto.
Yeah, maybe they're part
Cringer
of the
and
search
Man-at-Arms?
party that went in to find
Could
him.
be.
I mean, he's like unshaven, so obviously he's been through some stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe they've been looking for Adam for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that. I think it'll help with the Earth scenes too, if we do have more He-Man related characters that eventually show up on Earth.
Yeah.
I think that'll help in general because we won't be as invested in his friends, like his Earthling friends type situation.
Can you imagine Cringer on Earth?
Well,
I hope he befriends a little house cat.
the other vehicle so there's the Roton on the left. That's a Fright Fighter in kind of the middle of the screen there. Also,
cool
these
horse
like
statue.
these like horses statues. They don't have wings, but like they could have put wings, and that could have been a Swiftwind reference. So -1 point on the horses there. But that's kind of a better look, Martin, at that monorail possibility. That could be from maybe the towers.
It does have like a kind of roller coaster type look to it.
Yeah, it definitely does. This shows that is Randor's head, because it's Randor holding the power sword. And that's King Grayskull, the one that's kind of in the middle. And someone else pointed out that it kind of looks like his face looks like Dolph Lundgren. So that could be a possible homage to Dolph Lundgren, who of course played He-Man in the 1987 movie, and rumored to be in the movie itself. Then we get our first look we got Fisto on the right, some unknown person behind him. And then on the other side of Teela, you can kind of see Mekaneck. That's the glowing green triangle.
And then in between Mekaneck and Teela is Ram Man.
And then the person next to him was revealed to be someone from the newspaper comic strips of He-Man. The name is escaping me, but that was revealed to do a cast list. So it's a character from the newspaper strip. So even that is something that I'm just like, again, random kind of deep-seated Easter egg that might even go over like right now I can't remember her name, right? And I'm so-called super fan, so like I can't wait to deep dive this entire movie.
What are these skulls?
That's Battle Bones. That's like the head of Battle Bones.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, and they're going into Snake Mountain. You can tell from a different shot in the trailer, but they're going inside Snake Mountain. He's not He-Man yet, so he's still Adam. Nice close up here of Man-at-Arms. Like I was saying, I love the helmet. Like it looks so good. So good. Another Adam with it. Okay, so then this love also. So what's our favorite vehicle from the Filmation cartoon that Skeletor uses? The Collector. This is what looks clearly to be an updated version of the Collector. So A plus, and then his Skeletor, skeleton warriors are all there. But then this is our first look at Skeletor. And I believe, Leanne, you had thoughts.
Yeah, so the director, I guess in previous versions of this, the script, Skeletor had like a gold mask, like, and the guy was like, look, the director was like, look, he's got an effing skull for a face. That's just how it is. Like, we're not changing that.
Beautiful.
So,
Thank
I mean,
God.
look, this is like totally accurate. Also,
Yes.
I appreciate that he does have a full skull mask, or, skull face. So I can ignore that it's Jared Leto. I can imagine that's anyone else
Right.
Well,
behind
and
this.
if you think
Unless
about
there's
it,
a flashback scene with him as Keldor.
I think
Yeah.
there'll be at least a scene where he's Keldor. I really do. Because in his normal day life, he looks like Keldor without blue skin.
I know.
Like he does. So I can see the casting. I think it's wise he's not mentioned at all in this trailer. You do not see Jared Leto. You also don't hear Skeletor speak. One of the articles said that he has like kind of like a Shakespearean tone to the way he's speaking. So it might be an interesting. Not that I expected him to sound like Alan Oppenheimer in the original Filmation. Like I don't think he's going to be like. But maybe he'll throw in a little bit of that, like a laugh or something. I do think Skeletor lends more towards. That little more of a darker tone, like the 2000X or Frank Langella type voice.
Yeah.
I mean, Langella was like literally Shakespearean, wasn't he? Lifting lines from Shakespeare. So
Yes.
maybe
So it
that
could
was
be.
an inspiration.
Totally. Good point. He also has the red eyes, which is not Filmation. That's more like 2000X.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with. A lot of people like
that's
debate
cool.
over the use of Skeletor and eyes. Another little quick shot of the sword. Okay, now here's one where I feel like, the design kind of doesn't necessarily look like the original toy, which is Spikor. But I still think he looks kind of cool and creepy, and it looks practical. It doesn't look like it's necessarily CG.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And you still know who he is.
Yes,
100%.
that's true. And he has a purplish hue. And again, it could just be like the lighting and the color grading right here that he doesn't look as purple. As you would think he is. To our left is also Goat Man, which is such an interesting choice to have in this movie, I feel, because like who's ever wanted Goat Man anywhere? But maybe they thought it would look cool for the kids, and I don't know.
Maybe he gets like he's the sacrificial Sorod character who gets like immediately killed or something. Like, we need to kill someone. We need to kill a character no one cares about. Put Goat Man in there.
That's a good point, Martin. It could be. It's a very expendable character. I don't think anyone. No one's gonna really miss him. Then I was surprised at how much actual close-ups and action we got of different characters. That are not like He-Man. Fisto right here punching. I think his costume looks exactly like a mix of the original and like 2000X version of his costume. Which were very similar anyway.
The punching the screen thing is very Filmation-y too.
Yeah.
And did you notice there's this blue glowing energy in his I'm just noticing this now that we're going frame by frame.
Yeah.
I think that looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Like it propels the fist.
Boom.
Are we going to get a Fisto fist toy for the kids, do we think?
One can only hope. One can only hope. Okay, love this. So now we're in the scene where Adam is definitely they're somewhere on Eternia, and Trapjaw you can see kind of blurry in the background. We can't really make him out. But look how cool the what is it called? A scabbard that he puts the sword in. Look how it kind of if you reverse it, you can tell it's hugging the sword, and then it moves when he's unsheathing the sword.
Mm-hmm.
What badass magic is that? I think that is freaking awesome. Like the attention to detail. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we always make fun of Filmation because it's like, where are Adam and Adora keeping these swords? Because they just like pull them out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool that they made like a magical holder for the sword. Type deal. Obviously, Adam's been in some type of battle already. He's very like dirty, needs a bath. This is my wallpaper at work because it is amazing. Adam holding the power sword in front of him and like looking like I'm about to like, you know, what up. Then we could see the back of Trapjaw. Again, I can't complain about this. We are getting such accurate portrayals of these characters, which is not something I think a lot of us have thought throughout the years, like, how do you accurately put these characters right in a live action movie format without tinkering with them? Because they are very fantastical looking, but like this looks amazing.
Yes.
He's
you just
blue
do it.
skin.
The
Yeah,
answer is just you just do it. And look how fantastic this looks.
like
Stop apologizing for it and just do the thing.
and like look at the depth of space here. Like, and I understand green screen, all that stuff, but like just look at the detail, like with this bridge, and like obviously there's like like an abyss going down. You know, there's just like ruins off in the side. He's gonna, you know, try to attack him. I love this. This is the first time we see Adam actually hold the sword up, as if maybe he's gonna say by the power of Grayskull. I can't make out what he's saying, because he's saying something, right? Maybe that was like Grayskull, like was the last kind of word. Like, so my question to all of you is, what are our thoughts on if everybody finds out that Adam is He-Man? I feel like this is going to be evident because they come to Earth to try to stop him, I assume, from getting the sword. He looks like here he possibly is going to attempt to transform in front of the villains, and then see, in modern movie telling, I don't know if you could just make everybody stupid that they wouldn't understand that, like, okay, wait, we just got Adam and a sword and came back to Eternia, and now there's a He-Man.
Yeah. I feel like they're going to have to reveal that. And I think I'm okay with it. Because like you just said, it would suspend disbelief beyond reasonable disbelief for this to show up and then, oh, boom, there's this other new character too that looks just like him. No, I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Unless they do like a very.
This might be a good time to throw in my pet wish here. I wish they would do this. I don't actually think they will, because I just don't think they're going to. But I would love it if the setup for this story is that Skeletor discovered down the line, whatever, that Adam was He-Man, or whatever, got fed up with being defeated by He-Man constantly, traveled back before Adam had gotten the sword, and that is what we, you know, traveled back in time, and that is what we see, the big destruction going on, and Adam being sent by Marlena to Earth and all of that, because the timeline got disrupted, sort of Star Trek 2009 type thing, to change history. And that would allow them to set up the idea of, you know, multiple universes, multiple timelines, whatever they wanted to do, and draw from everything. The fact that they've kind of already done that here in this trailer, we saw the different kings mentioned and the She-Ra characters and everything. It would open so many doors for them after this film, if this is successful and they want to continue making films or TV series or whatever, to be able to pull from everything. And I think it would make this yet another origin story for the, you know, longtime fans a little bit more palatable. I think it solves a lot of the potential pitfalls that could be in changing everything around for this. And they're being so accurate in so many other ways that a sort of time travel reset to not invalidate what has come before, that we're expanding the universe, so to speak, I think would be a really great way to go. I would love for that to be the angle that they take with it. I don't think it actually will be, but I'm going to be so happy if it is.
And I would say to anyone who is maybe a bit mad that everybody knows Adam is He-Man, at least we're freaking getting Adam in this film.
Yeah.
Whereas in the 87, he was nowhere to be seen. So
That's true. Good point. I didn't even think about that. Like my whole big thing, is transformation sequence. Like that was missing from the 87 movie, which is such a big part of He-Man and She-Ra, like is the transformation sequence. So the fact that that was not budgeted in is crazy.
Yes.
Kind of crazy like Beastman, who's on Earth on top of a car. This reminded me of like one of those Spider-Man movies when like Doc Ock is like on the, was it Multiverse of Madness? One of those things where Doc Ock is like, it's with Spider-Man, they're like wrecking the cars. That made me think of that. So I was like, well, these things do happen on Earth. Beastman, not as orange as I'd like him to be. Would be my only complaint.
Yeah,
He
I
looks
wish he was
like-
more
yeah.
orange.
He's a bit more, he's a little brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
Nice sound effect there.
Do we think
Go ahead.
Beastman doesn't turn up in the rest of the trailer? We have no shots of him on Eternia. This is my random prediction for the film, is that Beastman will be left behind on Earth, and the post-credit scene will be like Beastman just like working in the office job, in the job that Adam used to have. Just wearing like a shirt. And his name tag will be like Biff Beastman from the like the original series Bible.
From the series Bible.
Like, Biff, have you finished those reports? And I'll be like,
I went through this scene. It's just people, running amok on Earth. I didn't really see anything. Got Marlena hugging Adam, so they are reunited. Notice Marlena, no King Randor. I mean, she's still wearing her wedding ring. But...
there
Yes, she
for a
is.
second.
there's the bearded guy.
She's got some
Oh.
gray in there in her hair.
Yeah, this guy.
He looks
Who
great.
is that guy? So I don't think he's
Yeah.
King Randor.
No.
But it's an older gentleman, right? Because he has gray beard. I mean, he looks like Eldor, but like if you just want to go by character recognition, but I don't know. It could just be Eternian citizen.
Mhm.
Not sure on that one. Good catch though. I forgot that. Then we get our only look, right, of Evil Lynn. So she's battling Teela. Look at her scepter.
Oh, that staff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beautiful.
yes.
Now she's another costume though where I'm a little disappointed. I'm not as like thrilled. I mean, she has a proper kind of headdress, but like it's a very dark and not as much color as we would normally, or at least purple or something, right? That we would identify with Evil Lynn. But if you notice there, it's hard to see. She has the white hair, the short white hair. So that's very Filmation accurate. A+. Again, the attention to these little details, that's really a big portion, I feel, of what it takes to win the fans over is these type of little details.
Is she a little bit yellow as well, or is that just the lighting? I couldn't quite tell.
I think
Might
it's
be
a
the
lot.
lighting, because there she looks kind of pale.
Yeah.
Good catch though, possible. There's your Cringer getting really battle catty, but still no armor. Still no armor. Man-at-Arms jumping to smash the Collector. I think that's pretty cool. I do like the tagline, this whole like witness how he became He-Man, because they're trying to hype it up, I think, too, for like people who don't know who this is. Like, it's some guy that becomes He-Man. Like, what is He-Man? Like, it's going to make you ask the question. It's going to make you Google it. That sort of thing. I think that was a good call. This background, okay? This background is the same background as when he was in front of Trapjaw. Because there's all those, I believe, because there's all those like boxes back there, and I noticed that in the other shot. So I'm thinking that he does transform in front of.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Now, what do we think this is? Caverns underneath Grayskull, like the abyss, maybe. I'm not sure, but we know in the Filmation cartoon, you know, like the bolts go down and then come back up through the abyss around Grayskull. So possible. I can see the Talon fighter again on the right is the ship when he's if this is even his transformation. I wasn't sure if this was him transforming or just something else. But it does look like they're on that like a bridge thing. But you don't see any other characters. But then
all
what it does
look like they get vaporized.
Yeah, like it's
I don't think his transformation would do that.
Yeah, because like those people are running away, right? And like the and I kind of never really noticed that, but yeah, the magic, if you will, kind of strikes them down, like they fall down. But then it cuts to Grayskull, and like I couldn't tell if there was anything significant kind of here in the background. But Grayskull explodes with power, and then it cuts to a whole different scene, right? Because obviously Adam is not in front of Grayskull. I think this is going to be a very lengthy, perhaps, transformation sequence, which I'm fine with. And then it's like he's already transformed. Because look, he's back. He looks like he's back in that room, like on that bridge where he was with Trapjaw. And then he has the power, of course. But then you see flashes, I think, of Grayskull behind him.
Yep. Yeah.
And like
so
a
he has
skull.
the power.
I couldn't tell if that was just Grayskull or if that was supposed to be an extra skull in the fog.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a skull. Absolutely, in the fog. Like maybe it is Grayskull, but in fog form. Like maybe that could be cool. Tons of lightning. And then we kind of get our first look of Nicholas as He-Man. I have to say, like, so I know people were like, he should be more muscular, he should be bigger. I kind of feel that this is a perfect size for He-Man. Again, I don't want it to be a wrestler. And I think it's hard to get an act. Like, even look at the guy who plays Thor, right? Chris Hemsworth. I mean, like, it's not like Chris Hemsworth as Thor is like massive either. He's buff, right? But like, I feel like the physique the guy got for this definitely, like, he looks like He-Man to me.
Yeah.
And this
I
is
love
the
the
same
choreography right here.
choreography, right? That we saw him practicing.
Yes. So good.
The fight is inside Snake Mountain. So this looks pretty good. He's fighting the Skeletor's skeleton knights. I think the costume looks great. No furry underwear, of course, but you know, that was to be expected. The new movie logo comes up, very stylized. One thing that was really cool, I read about the design of this logo. The A and R are supposed to be the towers, the two towers on Castle Grayskull. That's like what they're mimicking in the design. I read a whole article about the creation of the logo. I thought that was cool. Not something I would have guessed. This logo is not as fantastical, right, as kind of or as maybe memorable, I hate to say that, as the 80s version. But I can understand having to update it for the modern times. First look at Snake Mountain, the head of Snake Mountain right here. Looks great. Fire, brimstone everywhere. There is someone next to Skeletor. So if you look on the tongue, T-Man looking at Skeletor, and I think it might be Queen Marlena next to him. It's hard to make it out because this scene right here is not the same thing. This is like back on Eternos, and he just won the war or something.
Is Goat Man covered in blood, or is that like a beard that he's got? I can't tell.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure that out too.
That's a good thing. I didn't even see. I don't care about Goat Man, so I wasn't even looking at that. But yeah, it's like
a little.
Oh, maybe it's a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Yeah, is it like a white beard with blood running down it, or is it just the way his face is painted?
I think it's like little
It's hard to
strands
tell.
of hair. I can't
Yeah.
really tell.
Creepy. Kind of our first look here at the full body, almost full body Skeletor. Havoc staff looks pretty accurate to me. You know, for the most part, he doesn't have the crossbones on his what would you call that? I don't know.
Chest plate.
Chest plate, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no horde bat either, although it could maybe look a little bit like a bat. I don't know.
Oh, actually, now that you've said that, it does kind of look like a bat.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah, like now that I'm right, you could argue that it has a little bit of a bat shape to it. Which A would be accurate to the original toy, and B also accurate because Skeletor used to be a member of the Horde, which I'm sure will be referenced somewhere in the movie. Or they will die. Full body look at He-Man. See, I think he looks muscular enough to be He-Man. 100%.
Yeah, I think so too.
For sure.
100%. He looks like a warrior. Again, love the hair. The hair looks perfect. His facial expression here, I think, is great. They did keep the cross, right, symbol for He-Man, so they didn't use one of the weird other symbols they've tried to use,
Nice.
or the battle armor symbol, so we do get a cross.
He actually does look quite different.
Right?
I was saying about the secret identity stuff earlier. He does look pretty different in that shot.
Right? Like his facial structure, just like the way his demeanor is. It's he does do a very dopey, Prince Adam.
Have they given him more of a tan as well?
Oh,
It kind of
definitely.
looks like the hair looks a little darker too.
I agree with you.
Shorter?
It looks like they've dirtied the hair up and they gave him a tan, which is again accurate. In the cartoon, He-Man's hair color is darker than Adam's very like yellow blonde, and Adam is pale and He-Man has a tan.
Yeah. You're right.
Again, no complaints, right? Whether it's spray tan or not, we don't care. There's our actual full body Skeletor. Like, again, looks great, I think. I love this facial expression coming up on He-Man, though. Look at this. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. I mean, again, though, I think it looks great. I love that he's using his like gauntlets there to like block the energy blast from Skeletor.
Yep.
Just look at that. Kids are gonna love this. I feel like kids are gonna love this. I don't know. I don't have children, but I feel like this is like totally like kids will think this is so freaking cool.
All the like energy coming off of Skeletor is very cool.
Hair goals again. Again, these facial expressions he makes, like this. That to me, that looks like the He-Man figure when he's like, like that.
So good.
I'm glad they did show him in costume. I think that's important, and that they did show Skeletor, because I think Skeletor is a big selling point of the movie, for sure. And that's the end. Of course.
I'm getting used to Skeletor's weird skin. It just threw me off in the beginning. I was like, why do you see all the like muscles and weird?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like I mentioned, it looks like he's been skinned and dyed blue.
Maybe he has been.
Maybe it's part of his transformation. He didn't just lose his face; he also lost his epidermis or whatever that's called on his entire body.
Yeah, it's very like muscly, like
it's not quite Vecna with like the vines and stuff, but it's just got an extra quality to it. And at first I was just like, because it's different, and your first reaction to anything different is like, no, do not want. But the more I see it, the more I'm like, okay, it just makes him even more evil looking, really, and that's what we're going for. So,
I mean, remember too, the 2000X Skeletor figure too had, like you could his spine and his ribs and stuff like peeking out through his muscles and stuff as well. So might have been sort of a similar feel that they were going for.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of inspiration, right, from this is primarily Filmation, but they have a little bit of that 2002 Mike Young Four Horsemen, reboot, kind of remixed into this, which I think is a nice
That's good.
homage
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Any final thoughts then about the trailer? We actually spent almost an hour and a half talking about the trailer, which is awesome because it's like a two-minute trailer. I agree with you, Josh, that it was such a long trailer that I imagine the final, if they do a final, trailer, it's not going to have much more footage than what we're seeing here, which I think is a good thing because I would like to go to the movie with some surprises. I don't want to, because I can't resist. Like you did, Katie, when you said you like waited all day to watch it. Like, what? Like, I can't do that. I can't do that. So I know if there's another trailer, I'm going to watch it. So like, I just like, even the fact that like we were able to like decipher the names of those kings and that there's She-Ra pictures on the map, like already I'm like, so much information. I'm not going to be surprised. So like, I got to be careful.
So I get that.
I do want to point out one thing. I hope that this is all being done with planning ahead for, if it's successful, what else are we going to I'm speaking from the point of view of Mattel and the creators here. What else are we going to do? What is it? Sequel movies, TV series, whatever. I think it's striking that we got several things that we talked about through here in this trailer, that are deep cuts, right? Like Goat Man and whatever. Things that even a lot of the pretty dedicated fans may not be familiar with, right? Goat Man was like in a golden book somewhere, and that not from Filmation, not from 2000X even. Got some deep cuts and some very recognizable characters are apparently missing in action. There's no Stratos, there's no Merman, there's no Orko. I feel like they're holding some back for what's to come. So if they can set things up well with this film and it's successful enough, that makes me excited for the future. But I hope that they have put thought into that in advance and it's not going to be sort of slapped together afterward. I have a lot of faith in this director. His Bumblebee movie was really good. I really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping that there's some master plan being followed here along the way.
I hope so. They seem to be doing a blitz. There's going to be like children's books coming out with tie-ins. They did mention a prequel animation, something or other that we might get. So it sounds like they're going all in on fleshing out this universe. The one worry, I was pretty confident on the June 5th release date for the movie, but the new Scary Movie, so like the revitalization of that franchise, the Scary Movie franchise, they've moved their date up to June 5th. So it's going to compete with He-Man. So please don't go see Scary Movie. That's totally a movie you can see on streaming. Streaming movie. Right? Streaming movie. Go see Masters of the Universe in the theater multiple times.
Oh, yes.
So I have my fingers crossed. I really feel like it's just no way to gauge how the movie will be because obviously we've been disappointed several times throughout the years of reboots not catching on and things like that. I don't know how you make He-Man popular in this day and age because I'm too old. So I just really hope. I'm very excited though, and I think we've all showed that like we were cautiously optimistic. Now we're kind of optimistic. So like, I think that's great that the trailer didn't devastate us. So they're winning already at least.
I do hope that if they
Sorry.
do come out with another trailer, that maybe it'll be more story focused, like show more of the actual story. I feel like this trailer, you got a lot of action, scenery. I feel like this was to kind of grab people, like
Yeah.
old fans and new fans. So maybe this, if they do another trailer, it's going to be more story focused, maybe. But I mean, I went into this thing cautiously optimistic, and I mean, not even thinking it was going to happen. Like, I'll believe it when I see it. Like, I'll believe it when I'm sitting in a theater, and I mean, I have very little complaints. So I'm cautiously optimistic.
A little, I don't know if disappointed really is the word, with the music of the trailer. Like, it's fine. It's a good epic score. It like supports what's going on screen, but it just wasn't very memorable to me, and it didn't have any elements of music from past incarnations. So I'm hoping, I mean, maybe this is just filler music for the trailer. Maybe it's not what's actually going to be in the film.
Yeah, it was. So this was specifically composed for the trailer by a different musician that is not scoring the movie.
Okay.
Different musician
Cool.
scoring the movie. And I did notice, and it's just a little nod in the actual song. I don't think the ending is the same as the trailer. This composition that was for the trailer, they added at the end of the trailer like a dun like He-Man, which they also had in that they had in the teaser. So I really feel that they're gonna, as long as like there's not some type of weird legality in obtaining the rights, I do think that they're going to have some type of reference to that, because they even had a orchestral version of the He-Man theme on the logo reveal, which was not like a direct just thing from the Filmation cartoon. So they obviously had to get rights to do that. So I have a feeling it'll be in the thing. And they also announced that, what was his name? Brian May from Queen is contributing to the to the music.
Dude, I almost forgot that. Oh my god, I was so excited.
Yeah. So like, I think, there were rumors before that they were going to use the Queen song, Princes of the Universe in the movie. Right. So, I mean, could there be like an updated version of that has maybe more He-Man lyrics? Well, you can't, the original, obviously, rest in peace, the original singer is not going to be available. But maybe like a reworking remix of it or something with Brian May.
That's a weird thing to me, because that was the theme of like the Highlander film.
Yes.
Now, see, that's a good example though of like, I've never seen Highlander, so like I don't get the reference. So like I like, what I mean, like how we nitpick things in this, whereas like a regular person might watch the trailer and just be like, "This is fantastic! I can't wait to see this." And I did watch some reactions on YouTube that were like that. Like, it was like a family, and the dad, used to have He-Man figures when he was a kid, and like he reacted like so enthusiastic about it, even though he didn't really have like, intimate knowledge of what was actually happening on the screen, right? But so I do think little things like that, like you're saying with Highlander, like I don't know if like certainly I don't think teenagers, right, that might go see the movie that think it looks cool are gonna know that reference. I guess my age group should, but I've just never seen it.
I feel like when you think about other superhero franchises in particular, right? Superman or Spider-Man or whatever, when they've updated them for new movies and new media, whatever, TV shows, they tend to not be drastic departures, especially the successful ones. They update them, but they keep most of the core elements, a lot of the core looks, right? Like when they tried to redo Spider-Man and give him the black outfit initially, that they later retconned into Venom or whatever, right? Like the new costume did not go over, and he ended up back in kind of more or less his classic look later, and things like that, right? I feel like what we may be seeing here is the same thing happening with Masters, right? We had Filmation, and that was sort of the the ground floor, the foundation of the property was hugely successful. New Adventures, 2000X, whatever, all the 1987 movie, they kept straying, I think, at least in some ways, too far from the source material. Um, in with 2000X maybe being the closest to it, but with this, it feels like maybe they have realized maybe reinventing the wheel is not what we need to do, and
Mhm.
just modernizing and keeping all the core aspects right down to the cross symbol that they have spent 40 years trying to kill off, and it has never never successfully died, right? So
Nope.
or the with a sword and whatever. I mean, I'm hoping that some element, even if it's only temporarily, of the secret identity thing, is kept, even if it's very briefly. It's sort of annoyed me over the years that they've tried so hard to kill that off as well. But I think they seem to be working hard here to maintain what made the franchise enjoyable, lovable in the first place, and build on that rather than trying to reinvent it. And if that's the case, I'm definitely on board for that.
Well put.
Agreed. That's a good point, because it is. This is is closer even, at least visually, than 2000X. It's
Yeah.
following that filmation pattern of
Mhm.
stuff. So it's possible we don't even get Keldor. Maybe Leto is literally just Skeletor, and they'll do the whole demon from another dimension and not the Keldor uncle aspect.
Yeah.
I hope
Sure.
so.
Yeah.
I've always
Yeah.
thought that was not good. I always prefer him to be random demon from another universe who just happens to have a skull for a face. I've never been a fan of he just got his face melted off and he's secretly He-Man's uncle. I think it's very...
Yeah, I don't think it adds anything to the He-Man dynamic of things, really, to make the villain your uncle. I don't think it's a strong enough storyline to flesh out on anything.
Because he's already a massive jerk. Like, you don't need to, like, he already hates He-Man. You don't need to add much more to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only element of this always seems to be that, he's got a feud against King Randor now as well. And
Mhm.
that never really seems to add much. So
Agreed.
just let him be a mysterious creature is what I say.
Yeah.
Yes. The more unique, the better.
Well, June 5th, we will find out, unless they move that date, which I hope they don't, because I already have a countdown on my phone to June 5th so that I'm ready. I have the day off work. We're going to see the movie. Can't be worrying about, any of that stuff. So it's going to be a good old time. And then we'll definitely get together and talk about the movie, of course.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
But I believe Josh also has a little personal life update he'd like to share with especially our longtime listeners.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this brief because this show's been fun, and I don't want to bring everybody down. But I have been. I tend to be pretty private about my personal life and have not talked about this publicly until recently. But over the last 2 years, I have been dealing with myelodysplastic syndrome, which is a form of bone marrow cancer. I've been writing about my experiences with that on a new blog called goodjourney.blog. So if you're interested in hearing about that, you can find out more there. So partly wanted to also bring this up because over the next few months, I will be getting a stem cell transplant to hopefully be able to get rid of the MDS. So that means I will almost certainly at some point miss some recordings of this podcast. I'm going to be here as much as I can, and I'm going to see the movie when it comes out if the timing works out. So just wanted people to be aware, and if they're interested in reading a bit more about that and some other bits and pieces from my life as well, goodjourney.blog.
Awesome, Josh. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
And definitely check out the blog. Josh, also you wrote about the He-Man message too, didn't you?
Yes.
The old He-Man message you got on the blog?
Yeah, I've written about that before, but I kind of updated it because I felt like it kind of tied into that portion of my life, and this portion of my life seemed to be coming full circle. So
Perfect.
Well, we definitely support you. And I love that it's named Good Journey, because that's also how we're going to end the podcast.
Like we always do.
But don't forget, like and subscribe before you do your good journeys. If you're watching us on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and do all those fun stuff, because that's awesome of you before you have your good journey. Just saying. I was supposed to say that at the beginning of the video, and I totally forgot. So those who made it all the way through, why not like and subscribe? Why not? Yeah, and then like, you know, if you're already subscribed to the old, you know, podcasts, like, which is still available through, you know, Apple Podcasts and Spotify or your favorite podcast platform, or masterscast.com, so many places to find it. You can now watch us visually and be our friend. So we're happy.
What is this? We're doing Wakanda
I'm giving
forever?
everyone a hug. I'm giving everyone a hug. Everyone gets a hug. You know me,
we're hugging
at
you
all the
back, John.
conventions, I was always a hugger. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, I think we should say good journey though, because that's what they're gonna say. And spoiler alert, we hear it's in the new movie. Wink wink. Yeah.
We wouldn't have it any other way.
Good
journey. Amazing.
Well done. Well done.